True or false? The world was once flooded. If you said true, you're wrong. You see, the world is still flooded. Let's try another question. How many oceans are there in the world? Now, some people might say 7, some people might say 5, but the reality is there is only one ocean in the world. We've come up with different names for different regions of that one giant flooded body of water, but it's all one huge flooded area that we have dubbed the ocean. When I look at a map, I see a water world with a few large islands on it. Everything in me screams out that this is not the way that it once was, that we are a land-based realm, that there should be more land than there is water. If you ask mainstream science, you'll hear that the waters came from giant ice comets that bombarded the Earth during its earlier stages of development. While there are many problems with this theory, there are more recent ideas that say there may be more water beneath the Earth than there is above it. This is known as the transition zone between the upper and lower mantle. Given the current model of the Earth and the assumed average temperatures of the upper and lower mantles, this theory has a few holes in it as well. While every culture in the world has a legendary flood story, mainstream academia and mythology both agree that the floodwaters that we call oceans came from above and below. Cosmologies from around the world speak of other realms that exist above and below us, and those realms are separated by water. Legends say that the titans, giants, or gods opened the portals from above and the fountains of the deep and let the waters come crashing down. But it's not just myth and stories that give us evidence for the world being flooded. Unknown and ancient artifacts have been and are being pulled up from the ocean all of the time. There are seashells, shark teeth, and other aquatic fossils found on the peaks of some of the tallest mountains in the world. Even temples and pyramids have been found below the ocean surface. My own personal evidence for our world being flooded are the smooth and rolling hills we have all seen wherever you might live. Rolling hills are not created by plate tectonics, continental drift, or erosion over millions of years. They came to be due to all of the debris that was moved about by the currents of the flood. This helps to explain some of the geographic anomalies in our realm. The other proof that has me convinced that we live in a flooded world is the ocean itself. Like I always say, that's just way too much water, and it's not even drinkable. Or has it ever bothered you that we've spent countless amounts of money to explore what they call space, and yet we seem to be completely ignoring the massive floodwaters that cover most of the known world? The oceans are almost entirely unexplored. Classic misdirection. Hey, look over here, but don't look over here. Perhaps it's for the same reason that they say that the inner Earth is filled with lava. They don't want us to explore the other planes of existence. Also, can you imagine what secrets lay at the bottom of the flooded waters that we call the ocean? Like so many other things, the ocean is off limits, sometimes legally, but most of the time it's a fear-based mentality that becomes a mental barrier between ourselves and discovery. The world is flooded. Before the sinking of Atlantis or Noah's Ark, our world had much, much more land. The good news is, this realm operates on the law of cycles. The way things once were is the way that they will be again. A prophecy was once given to a man who looked into a post-apocalyptic future and said, "I saw a new heaven and a new earth, and the sea was no more." But you don't have to take my word for it.
You just listen to the old Pork Chop Express here now and take his advice on a dark and stormy night when the lightning's crashing and the thunder's rolling and the rain's coming down in sheets thick as lead. Just remember what old Jack Burton does when the earth quakes and the poison arrows fall from the sky and the pillars of heaven shake. Yeah, Jack Burton just looks that big old storm right square in the eye and he says, "Give me your best shot, pal. I can take it."